Welcome back to Angie Mac's Little Mites. I wanted to go around the nursery a little bit and explain to you what the nursery means to me and why. So it's been tidied up. I still have a bit of washing on the bed. I love my lamp. I hope this isn't too dark. Actually, I might turn this light on and it might help. There we go, it's a lot brighter. Okay, so when I was a little girl, I was about 9 or 10, and I didn't have a mummy then because my mummy had left. And I won't go into too much detail because I don't want sympathy. I just wanted to tell you what my nursery means to me. And the room that I was in was very cold. There was no carpets. There were no blankets, pillowcases, stuff like that. It was coats. No heating. Curtains were stuck to the window. You get the idea. There was no mummy in the kitchen cooking dinner. Christmas came and went, and I used to look out of my window and see all the kids out the front playing on their new toys, and I'd go around the street and look through the windows, and there was coloured lights, and it looked so pretty, and they were sitting with mum and dad, and so I had to pretend. And I used to lay in my room. I was a very anxious child because my father had a lot of issues, and he drank too much, and when he drank he got violent. And although he never hit me, I was terrified of him, and I hated my room, and I didn't understand why other people didn't live like I do. And my bestie was with me throughout all this time. Anyway, that's just very briefly. So I had this vision of a room, and when I'd go into that dark, damp room, I could hear the mice in the cupboard, and I was terrified of mice because I was afraid they were hurting my dollies. And my dollies meant everything to me. They were my friends. I loved them dearly. I washed them, I kept them clean, and I wanted to be a good mummy and look after them and let them know I would always be there. And my dollies were what got me through my childhood, because they needed me and I was to look after them. I was looking after my father, who was an alcoholic. I was looking after his girlfriend, who was an alcoholic, and I was just 9 years old. So I was already a parent. So I dreamt of wallpaper like this, soft, all the leaves, all the outside world within my walls, and white nets draped, strangely enough, with bird feathers. These are bird feathers. You can just see them. And they would be draped all the way down. And they would look so pretty and fresh and crisp and clean. And they would smell like, to me, they would smell like fresh flowers. And I'd have a special chest. It was all mine. That I could put all my memories in, all my secrets, all my fears, and all my happy days. And I would have a beautiful dressing table, fit for a princess, full of mirrors and crystals and pretty gems, all those beautiful things, these were in my room. I'd have the mirror on the wall from the film I'd seen as a child. Mirror, mirror on the wall. And my bed, little did I know then about duvets. When I first saw my bestie who had blankets and a duvet, I was shocked. I was so used to having coats. And there would be these rich red fabrics all hanging in my room. Springtime quilt set, beautiful cushions, and it would smell fresh and crisp and clean. And it would smell like my mummy. The bed would be warm like her, it would cuddle me in. It had a very light scent to it. I would be safe. It would be calm, it would be quiet. There'd be no fighting, no blood on the walls to clean up, which my bestie had to always help me to do. But it would be my room, and only mine, and it would have my name on it. And it wouldn't be like the rest of the house. It wouldn't be damp, it wouldn't be dingy, it wouldn't be dirty. It wouldn't be embarrassing to have somebody come over. Just my bestie came. She knew that I lived in the kitchen with the gas cooker on, and most of the time there was no electric. And I don't want sympathy. I just want to explain to you how long and what I've always wanted, and why I feel so passionate about my nursery. Now these nets here, I just feel like they bring the springtime into the room. Even on the darkest days in the winter, they just look like summer. And I love the cherubs, because the cherubs remind me of innocence, and they remind me of love. And the dimmer lamp I like next to my bed, because when I was a little girl I just always imagined having a lamp by my bed. And the candlelight, warm, soft lighting, pretty pictures, you know, a proper little girl's room. I always dreamt of it. Let me tell you what my room was. Well, my room, on the floor there was orange lino, and it was torn, but I kept it clean with fairy soap and a rag. And I had a shelf that was broken, that I used to keep my clothes on. I washed my clothes by hand. I kept myself clean, and because we didn't have electric, quite often I had to use the iron on the gas. There was no wire on it, and I've still got the iron, it's in my lounge, and I would iron my own clothes. And I dressed all my little dollies up and scrubbed their clothes, and I kept them clean. I didn't want them to, I wanted to nurture them. I wanted to love them, never leave them, let them know they were safe and sound, and they were warm and comfortable, and the room they was in was pretty and it was safe. And I wanted, and that's my puppy calling now, because he doesn't like mummy being in here when it's night time. He wants me to go to bed. So that's just a little bit about why my nursery means so much to me, because it's something I'd always dreamed of. Always dreamed of. It was something I couldn't create when I got married, because, you know, we were sharing bedrooms, and I don't, you know, it wasn't both our tastes, so I didn't want to admit that I wanted a dolly room and that I could play dollies and, you know, not be afraid, you know, just to relax. And as the years went on, I tried to forget it. Anyway, many years later, here we are, in this beautiful room. The room I dreamt about since I was a little girl. When I come in here, I feel safe. I feel calm. I feel clean. I feel amazing. My nursery means everything to me, and I'm very selfish with it. It has to be spotless all the time. I think that's because of how I grew up. So that's a little bit about my nursery. Now I'm going to show you who's causing all this trouble. Oh, turn this light on a minute so you can see. There's a fan in here and it's broken, so. Who's that? You can't see him, but that is my Whippet puppy. So, Mummy, come out. Anyway, I hope you liked that little bit of story about... I would love people to put up things about whether you've got a small room as a nursery, which I had, whether you've got half a room, whether they're on the bed. It would be lovely to for you to show me the things you like, the babies you chose, why you chose them, why you chose the outfits, how you see them. I think that will be my next part in the nursery. Is because when I was a little girl, I used to imagine what my dolly would be like, what she would be thinking, how she was going to be when she grew up, what her personality was like. And I think when we choose reborns, we kind of do that, really. Something attracts us to them for a reason. You know, it's like they've got little personalities. I can't think of anything more safe and more comforting and more beautiful than watching a baby calm, satisfied, warm, clean and snuggled. That gives me comfort. So I'm going to go now because Bronson is being a naughty boy. It's a shame you can't see him. Are you naughty? Anyway, girls, if you could do that, that would be really nice. Pauline on here, one of my subscribers, and I love watching her channel. I don't always comment, but I love watching it because she describes everything. You know, if a baby's got something on, she'll go through the texture, she'll go through what's on it, and I just find that so relaxing. I love watching her, the way she describes everything. It just makes me feel calm. So I hope someone will do it. I hope someone will come on and say, well, this is why I've chose this baby, or this is why I chose this in my nursery. Maybe it reminds you of something when you was a child, something you really wanted. And I think that's why I've gone back into dolly mode. Not because I'm sad of what happened, but because I can do it now. And I want to show you something very quickly before I go, because it's very important. The one thing that I will never get rid of is my dolly Giggles. She's in full working order. This was the dolly I had when I was a little girl, and I absolutely idolised her. And I had to leave home when I was 15. I was asked to leave. And I left Giggles behind. Not this one. And I went back 6 months later to get her, and yeah, she was gone, and it broke my heart. And one time my partner bought me this. Takes me back. Never gonna lose her again. Keep smiling, guys.